Is there a way I could contact you?
Yeah, the app line address. So you guys are saying that APPOLINE OLINE 77 @gmail.com.
77
@gmail.com. Appleline 77 @gmail.com. So you're saying that the guy that you guys arrested that day on November 11th is on that paper? Okay. Because that's none of those are the perpetrators.
Okay.
Okay. So,
what? Hold of you?
About what?
If we
find him?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
what about the
I'll do the same thing, take a picture of him and show you the...
Okay, well, I mentioned to Detective Barney about the fact that the video MTS sent me highly appears, and I've had other people look at it, including a professor who specializes in images and videos, and everybody is saying that that video is altered. Everybody. So, are you going to take a look at that?
The same copy, another detective that was handling the case before I did. That's the same copy,
So
that's the only video we can play.
okay, so you're going to look at it?
Yeah.
Okay. The back door is on the wrong side of the bus. Okay. The rail that holds the mirror is on the wrong side of the bus, and the mirror is backwards. Okay. Also, the perpetrator and me are on the wrong side of the bus. Now, I wrote a blog the day after the assault about being assaulted. The very next day, on October 11th, 2011. Now, you witnessed the video, right? Okay. Well, when you witness the video, you'll see a brutal assault. Now, after knowing in your mind that you witnessed a brutal assault, and then putting yourself in that position, I would think that you would deduce that anybody that was brutally assaulted like that on the bus would remember where they were sitting at. Not even 18 hours after that type of assault. Okay? We're sitting on the very opposite side in reference to how it's described in the blog and where we were actually sitting at. We were sitting on the right side of the bus, on the same side of the bus that the doors really on. Okay? It appears that MTS flipped it, rotated, and must have interlaced it or whatever to make it appear that we were sitting on the opposite side of the bus. He was also harassing me 5 minutes before the assault, and they only sent me a video 2 minutes ago of the assault. 1 minute before and 1 minute after.
Well, like I said, I'll look at the video.
Okay, so what are you going to do if you realize the video is altered? Because that's obstructing justice.
Well, like I said, we could only go by what they sent us. Okay.
Okay, well, if what they send you is altered, that's... Because I'm going to go down to the mayor's office, I'm going to go down to the chief's office, I'm going to go down to internal affairs, and I'm never going to stop going down there until this is...
That's fine. You got that right.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. So, are you gonna take a look at it to see if it's altered or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'd like to make a report that I'm being gang stalked.
It's in the private field. I think you already talked to a detective about this.
I tried to. She wouldn't take a report. So, are you gonna take a report?
Well, if you give it your info.
Okay. So, you want me to give it to you now?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that?
Because you said in November that the officers called you.
No, I called them because the perpetrator walked by me. The little, I know with every fiber of my being that individual walked by me on the 11th. I'm going to hand you some literature that's going to help you understand what I'm making a police report about.
You know what?
Because
hang on to that.
why would I want to hang on to it when I need you to see it in order for you to understand what's happening towards me?
Like I said, you already talked to the detective.
Yeah, but I haven't talked to you. The guy who assaulted me was a gang stalker. Okay? So if you're...
Let me work on this. Okay? Let me work on this.
So you're saying you want to take a report from me today about being a victim of gang stalking? Because it's still happening.
Well, you already spoke to somebody about that.
Yeah, and she didn't do her job like she was supposed to.
Well, you had the supervisor out here.
Okay, well then I'll speak to him again. Are you going to send him back out?
I'll talk to him.
Alright,
Okay.
because I'll be here.
Alright.
So you're denying to take a report about that individual who assaulted me?
You already talked to somebody about that.
Yeah, and she didn't do her job. Okay. So you're saying no, that you're not going to?
No.
Okay. So you're not saying no that you're not going to, or you're saying no that I'm not saying no?
Already talked
Okay,
to
so you're
somebody.
saying no that you're not going to take a report?
Exactly.
Okay, good. I want to make sure I understand that.
So,
speak to Barney if I could.
Okay.
Look at the video, Barney?
I am not. What we're going to do is we'll just send up all the facts as we have to the city attorney's office, see if they'll charge the guy that you picked off the bus. He couldn't have been arrested for the case that we picked off the bus when you saw him that one day.
Are you talking about November 11th?
November 11th. He couldn't be arrested for a case because it was a misdemeanor not committed in the presence. You can't show a curbside lineup a month late. They won't recognize that in court as an identity.
That's not my fault. You guys didn't bring me in for you should have brought me into this police station and had me identify him on that day instead of taking me in some backwoods location to identify him, which was totally inappropriate.
Okay, actually that's the way it is done by law, so when you become a police officer, you can tell me how my detective officer should run the...
So why wasn't I contacted a day later or 2 days later? I didn't even get an email from anybody about that day.
You called in and identified that person as being the suspect.
Exactly.
And on that day you were brought down and you looked at that person. And you said you're 95% best him, but you didn't have the eye patch on when you saw him.
I think somebody put it on him by the time I got down there.
He didn't. He put an eye patch on himself. That is called a curbside lineup. A curbside lineup is not recognized by the court as a lineup identity to find a person a month after the incident took place. And you were just showed a photo lineup, and you did not get anybody down that. So we'll take
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Those six...
all that information, we'll send it to the city attorney's office, and let them decide what if...
Well, that's the thing, 'cause I'm going down there anyways. But those 6 pictures of the 6 individuals that you just showed me, not one single one of them even come close to the person that I went down and identified when the San Diego police officer took me down and identified. That individual, he told me that one of those 6 individuals is one of the persons that I identified. No, he wasn't.
Okay.
None of those 6 people that were on that were the person that they took me down to see. Not one. Not even close. Not even close. Barney, I've already attempted to do this in this police station right here. I had additional information. I can't find it. This piece of paper right here shows a website. gangstalkingworld.com, techniques page, and this is the actual front page to it. I'm a gang stalking target in San Diego, California. I have been from the very second I arrived here.
Fine, you go ahead. We had this conversation before. We don't recognize that. We're not looking into it. We're not investigating it.
So you won't investigate that I'm a gang stalking target at all?
Doesn't
Even up to... it doesn't exist?
It doesn't exist.
But a Chula Vista police officer just did it on the news that it exists, and he said it's existed for the longest time.
Well, maybe Chula Vista will take the report. Gang stalking doesn't exist as far as the San Diego Police Department is concerned.
Alright, that's good to know, because you denied Sylvia Almarulis her rights too, and she's a gang stalking target as well.
Alright.
Are we done?
Yeah, there's something else we need for you. As I said, in case I you being attacked by this individual,
What about the altered video? Are you going to take a look at that?
Look at the video.
Okay, because you're a detective, you think you're a supervisor.
I would have no expertise in looking at the video that all.
So who are you going to send it to?
I find it very hard to believe that a video is
I got it on digital assault 2 days after the attack. A bus driver telling me MTS would alter a video in a heartbeat. And I didn't even bring up the subject. A bus driver did. A literal bus driver. That's right. Who works for MTS.
Okay.
And everybody that I've talked to that looked at it, including it's already online, totally agrees that it's altered. It's in your face, flat out provable that it's altered just by looking at it. So you're going to look at it, and if you don't see no alterations in it, what are you going to do? Dismiss it? Are you going to have it investigated if it's altered or not?
I don't have any reason to believe it's altered.
You haven't even looked at it yet. Since I brought it up.
What you're telling me sounds like someone who needs to be gone and kind of mental health.
Oh, it really? Because...
We've had that conversation before.
Are you serious?
You've had some mental issues.
I've never stated to you one time I have a mental illness. I know I didn't, because every single
You're always asked to talk to
I'm not going to argue with you about bullshit, okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to... Look, a professor over at the University of San Diego took a look at the video. He's a professor in communications.
Okay.
Specializing in video and images, and he says it's altered.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to tell me, because you won't take a look at it to even see if it's altered, you're going to tell me, because I recognize that it's altered, you're going to tell me I suffer from a mental illness because of an observation that everybody is concluding.
I'll go look at it, but what you're exhibiting here is a delusion. Okay?
Symptoms of delusion for flat out seeing that a video is altered? Barney, you have a nice day. I have no more to say to you.
Okay, very good. I'll forget your backpack.
Why would I forget my backpack?
Because you looked like you were walking away.
If that don't prove the corruption over at the San Diego Police Department, Eastern Division, Barney is supposedly the individual who is responsible for, he is supposedly the supervisor of Laura Zizzo, who flat out denied taking a police report that I was being gang stalked, even when I sent her a 12-page email flat out showing that gang stalking exists, what it's about, who's it connected to. It included the manifesto of the gang stalker, it also included the news broadcast from Chula Vista in reference to it being covered on the news, even with a Chula Vista police officer being on that news broadcast. And on that news broadcast, it showed a computer screen of the victim's home, and on that computer screen was gangstalkinglow.com. Was gangstalkinglow.com. Understand this and be clear. I already know for a fact the San Diego police are involved in this, and that can't be just all described in one 15-minute video. I am right now putting in the YouTube comments feature of this video at least 2 documents that show that calling targets delusional is a gang stalking tactic that was written long before this appointment here that I had with Barney and a detective, a new one that has been assigned to the assault. I have one that was just put out a month before it that shows that members of gang stalking crews call targets delusional, the syndicated ones that are syndicated within the system. Yeah. I rest my case. That's going to be scanned and copied into the comments feature of this YouTube video. Unless they try and ban me from USD, where I may do my scanning that, and if they do that, then it's going to take a little bit longer time to upload it there. My name is Leslie Williams, San Diego, California. Gang stalked along all of my routes. The San Diego police are directly involved in this crime. They have been from the very get-go, and they're not doing nothing but protecting their ass about how they've been involved in it. And one of the ways that syndicated police officers protect this gang stalking expedition is to call the target crazy. And that is literally what is flat out stated in the comments feature in the scanned printouts that you're going to observe in reference to that fact. That I literally stated that that's what they do to targets, that that's what they literally call targets, especially when targets are smart and call them on what they're doing or not
or not doing in reference to what they're supposed to be doing, like investigating a crime. They're not investigating it because they don't want it on paper. I'm a victim of it because they're involved in it. And those more descriptive, detailed YouTube videos are to come in reference to how they are. Some information is already online at blogs and Googles. Go to Google and type in Marine Disabled Woman, Gang Stalked to San Diego again, from Connecticut, from Michigan, and look at my YouTube videos as well. Today's date is March 1st, 2012.